Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
Okay, legends, welcome back to the channel, and this time we are on a different topic. It's in the effigy clash with the bosses, but this time it's the stable 4 teams that you need to build throughout your account if you're free to play or low spender, or even if you're a whale. These units will carry you, and these teams are the most important teams for you, specifically for bossing and for doing high scores and high damage. And there's units that will be shocking you because they don't need investment at all, they don't need gears, they don't need anything at all. I'll be showing you that, in fact, and I will show you how I ran the teams. So, effigy clash. Now we are on Polly, which is the little pony, and his mom. Mom is the Polly, and the little pony is Mini Polly. So, what they do is they lower your accuracy, they lower your crit chances, and they deal a lot of damage, especially that Polly can deal a lot of damage. Now there's one unit that can deal with that, and you will take 0 damage onto your entire roster if you negate the passives of Polly, which is Zangief, and we use him on one team. You can check any team that you want and you can use him on that. Now another unit that dropped into the game, which is buffing every single team that it drops on, which is Guy. The new Guy is absolutely fantastic. Let's go and check the scores. Now of course I'm not a whale, so my highest damage number, as you see, I'm 12 billion, there's 27 billion for the first score. Why? Because one team is dominating everything, and it's with Flame Chun. So when you have Flame Chun, you do 13 billion with one team, which I can't do, and my best team does something like 4 billion or 5 billion or 6 billion. You can do 6 billion with this team, specifically with timing and with luck if you don't get any interruptions or if you don't get any of the debuffs from the bosses. Now, of course, you're looking at my roster here up and you're seeing the TMNT. What are they doing? How are they doing these kind of damages? What's going on? This guy, the new guy that we got, is absolutely a big buffer. He's a maniac, you know. And we have Raphael with his stable buffs, plus they get all of them the intense swords and stuff like that. Now my Leonardo is at SS plus 30, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm waiting for more Starlights so I can build him to triple S, and then I will be really good, and I will slowly build my Donatello, slowly build my Raphael for stable teams in the future. Now the good thing about it, when they get the buffs, all of them, when you get the sword intent or whatever buffs that the TMNT especially get, they will allow themselves to mitigate damage plus deal more damage plus not die and revive themselves or cheat death or get the immunity in a specific way. And as you see, the main source of damage in my lineup is my Leonardo. Now Raphael is dealing decent damage. As we said, he's a great trigger character. I think, in my opinion, he's up there with Gormagala Ken on the same level, even better than Gormagala Ken, in my opinion, actually, because of what he does, especially with the synergy with the turtles. Now, of course, Eva Ryu is still the top trigger character in the game as for buffing and mechanism and dealing damage, and the only trigger character that deals insane amount of damage is Baddest Jury, but you don't want her as a carry, you want her as a support pseudo carry in your lineup. So if you have her, you can test her out on these lineups. Now the funny thing about this team that I want to mention is only Leonardo and Action Guy has gears. None of the other characters, which is Raphael or Donatello on my team, has any type of any gear. And I'm gonna show you that with getting one more challenge. Let's go and check it. So if we go to the challenge, this is my Raphael. So as you see, they give him this basic gears. If you go and check the fighter, I have only fast chant on him just so I can get the speed, because none of them has the fast chant. What else do I have? I have Leonardo, full gears, of course. I got him max with his gears, plus 30 on his exclusive, and I have the broken formation on him for more crits. Now, of course, if we're gonna go and check Raphael, we checked him, so Donatello, and here's my Donatello. I think I gave him something. Yeah, I gave him a little bit of something, but they don't count because you need a +1 on them. So if we're gonna go in the fight and check what does Donatello have, they will show you that he has nothing except the one with the bonus faction. If you get it to +1, it will give you some more buffs, and it's really fantastic because it will give you a factional buff, which is allow you. So build gears on them, don't do like me, don't be lazy. And of course, I don't need to play this one. The best thing I think to play on him is the War Dance, because it will give him and buff him a little bit with the healings that he provide to the team. So unbelievable team. How do I go with it? I start with him. I delay a little bit because whenever you start, if you have 6 out of 6 on guy plus 30, which I have on him, as you see, my action guy is a plus 30 and his scars are 6 out of 6 fully. So he will deal his passive. It means he jumps again and apply his C2, which will allow him to deal the damage reduction on the bosses, which is absolutely perfect. Now you can use whatever assist that you want. I will highly recommend using assist that will give you combo meter. But for now, I don't need combo meter because I have action guy, which will regenerate combo meter every time he does his trigger. So I start with him, C1 with him, with Donatello, C2 with action guy, and C3 with Leonardo, and that's it. And Raphael does Raphael things, and nobody will die on the lineup. This is perfect. Now I'm using the potato or the TMNT EX move, the one that gives you a little bit of buff, give you stacks of Sword Intent. I think it gives you Sword Intent. Yeah, Sword Intent and Breakdance as well, which is absolutely great for all your lineups so they can survive, and it will give you 2 seconds of damage immunity. Tanuki Whirl, it will buff your damage whenever you're gonna go, and this will give you more damage reduction, plus Action Guy will give you damage reduction, plus with the super Leonardo with the super give you damage reduction. So no matter what you have Leonardo bit at, from 1 copy to full copies, he will give you massive amount of damage. And you want a proof for that? There's my friend Islam Santos, that he's playing the same lineup, I think, or differently, but yeah, okay, he'll try maybe later. He have Rose on the lineup and he's dealing good amount of damage. So he's dealing 600 million with Raphael, because Raphael is maxed and Leonardo is not maxed. Still, he's dealing 1 billion with him. So if he maxed Leonardo, he'll be dealing 3 billion with Leonardo, and he'll be dealing like 200 million with Raphael if they were exchanged. So 1 copy of Leonardo is dealing that amount of damage for him. Absolutely fantastic. Rose is for the buffs, but of course if you have action guy, use him on this team. Now he's having Zangief on his lineup. I'll be talking about it in a minute. So let's go and check my second lineup. So this is the first lineup. Second lineup, I'm using Virgil EX. Virgil EX will save me at least to not take the fatal damage in the end. Now I'm using Rose here because I want to buff the damages, because I'm using Zangief on a different lineup, which you should use if you're using Visconde Vega. He didn't build Visconde Vega Islam Santos. This is why he's not using Zangief with him on that lineup. Now I'm using him with that lineup because Visconde Vega drops below HP, and you need to support him with HP or EX move that gives him HP or anything that will allow him not to die. But I don't want to do that. I want him to take 0 damage the entire fight. So I will show you why, and this is how Zangief is good, because he breaks the passives of the enemies, which are the bosses as well. Mayor Cody will be used on Fire Adon, will give you a buff of 10%, which is really good. You can use Rose as an assist on him, but if you're using the similar lineup, that will be amazing. Now, if you're a low spender, use, of course, put Street Poison here and use Flame Chun-Li in the back position for the C2, and then you will ramp even more damage, and then you'll be contested in the top 10, maybe top 3 as well. This is the basic lineup. My third team, and this is the gem of my team, which I like a lot, and this is, I think, the stable team that I will go through right now. My previous team was this, and it barely, I mean, it doesn't, sometimes the team, somebody dies, sometimes nobody dies, especially that it's Visconde Vega is the one that is more in danger, more and more, but because Abel gives shields and heals as well. But now, because we're disabling the boss with the C2 of Zangief, because 6 out of 6 is negating all the passives of the enemies, I'm taking no damage. So I can literally go and just spam my combos when I accumulate combo meter, and this is how I deal damage. So I start with Visconde Vega, Elena C1, C2 from Zangief, and then Visconde Vega with the C3, and I get the buffs from my Gormagalakan. I think I should put Eva Ryu here. Even Eva Ryu with 1 copy is better than a maxed out Gormagalakan, not in damage, but in buffing. That's what I want to keep you having in your mind. Now, he does reduce the damage that is taken from the enemy, but with Eva Ryu, you can hit them and remove the whole combo meter, and they will not hit you at all. But Zangief is the MVP here in the lineup, and this will allow you to deal more damage with Visconde Vega. And the last lineup, which is the Dhalsim lineup, works perfectly with the Kami and Vega EX. Don't forget, use the Kami and Vega EX. I will show you on the lineup and on the rotation how I do it. So at the start of the battle, I start the battle and I wait a second or two, and I start with Blanca, and he will be having 5 stacks standing on his leg, and then I use the C1 of Dhalsim, then the C2 of Summer Yang, and he if applies armor break, I get more combo meter, so I never stop of having combo meter, and I continue with Dhalsim, then C3 with Bison, and then because I started combo, I had Kami and Vega EX, I start with Dhalsim, C1 with Fashion Blanca, but slowly. You don't need to go back to back and press your combos. Then I wait a little bit, the C2 from Summer Yang, then C3 from Dalsim. Then I start my continuous rotation with Fashion, or again, one more time, I use Fashion Blanca, C1 from Dalsim, C2 from Summer Yang, and then C3 from Bison. And by the end of the fight, and until the end of the fight, I start with Dalsim, C1 from Fashion Blanca, or Summer Yang, depending on your HP. This is why we use the Crazy Potato, which is absolutely fantastic, and C3 from Dalsim, and that's how we go about it. And these are the fights. Now, I was using Viper, I was using Chun-Li, I was using Akuma. They don't give as much damage as the Leonardo team. This is why I recommend highly for anybody who have one copy of Leonardo, one copy of Donatello, and one copy of Raphael. Put them on the team and check your damages. Use Action Guy with them. Absolutely phenomenal, as you see the damage numbers. So I don't have any numbers below 2 billion damage. Even with Dalsim team absolutely can crush it. Sometimes go to 3 billion, which is really good. Sometimes not. And sometimes I go with Visconde Vega to 4 billion or more. Again, it depends on how many times you get the pressure, or you get the accuracy down from the boss, because the boss hits you with accuracy down. Of course, this is your main lineup for the damages. And again, I can't stress enough how Leonardo is amazing with Action Guy and the TMNT in general. So let's go and check the replay really quick. I'm gonna make it on ×4. Of course, I wait until the little pony does his first stun, then I start my rotation because I don't want to ruin my rotations. Now, these are not the perfect rotations that I did. I autoed many of the runs, and by the end, I looked at Islam Santos' lineup. I saw him using the TMNT, and I discovered that if I put Action Guy, I may deal even more damage. So I just want to show you here what happens. So I start with Leonardo. Now, because he was stunned, Action Guy, I can spam C1, C2, C3 immediately with Donatello C1. And here, I start, and I wait a little bit, then I drop the Donatello, then I use the C2 of Action Guy. If you go Leonardo and immediately C1 from Donatello, Action Guy will still be doing this trigger, then you will miss your timing on a C2, and you can't do the C2. So you'll be forced to use the C2 of Donatello or Leonardo, and then the C3 of Action Guy, which this is not the case that you want to do. And as you see, nobody takes a big amount of damage. All of them has the buffs. Only Donatello, if you drop him by mistake when you're taking damage from the boss, he will take damage. So pay attention when you drop the C1 of Donatello so he doesn't take a lot of damage and dies. And this is it until the end of the battle. Absolutely crazy amount damage numbers, especially for low investment units. This is very low investment units. We got, all of us, we played the TMNT, we got at least one copy of them. One copy would help you, so try it out. So the next lineup, which is the Fire Aidon lineup, I'll play it really fast. Everybody knows the drill. It's not something that you can skip that. I'll be making timestamps, so you can skip that until the next battle and check how Visconde Vega takes 0 damage. Everybody on his lineup takes 0 damage because of Zangief on the lineup. So this rotation, just straight up Rich Honda, Street Poison, Rose, then a Fire Aidon, and that's it. Just pay attention for the stuns, don't get stunned, and try to time your Virgil EX correctly so you don't get any unit dying before you continue your rotation with the... Here we go, I timed it perfectly, so Rose survived, and I continued my combo meter, and then I got interrupted. I got stunned by Little Pony. Sometimes he does it passively again, and he goes back to back with the stuns, which is annoying, but it's okay. This is not the best score. If you have the same units, the same lineup that I have, the best score that I did with them was 5.8 billion, which means you can go to the 6 billion, I guess, with this lineup. So keep retrying. It's RNG if you get the accuracy down or not on your Fire Aidon. Now, Visconde Vega team, again, made me feel so happy because he's competing with my free-to-play Fire Aidon team, because I always pair him up with Zangief, and I take no damage. The whole rotation is Visconde Vega, Elena, Zangief, then Visconde Vega. Now, of course, if Evil Ryu was built for me, I would replace him 100% instead of Gormagala. Yet Gormagala deals a lot of damage. This is why I need him on the lineup. Now, I may try and use one copy of Evil Ryu. Let me know if it works for you and he does even better damages, or he gives better buffs for your entire team, better than having Gormagala. And here we go. As you see, look at the pony, at the debuffs that he has. He has one as a stop sign, as you see here. It means no passives buffs from him. It means he will not give you, by auto-attacking you or throwing anything at you except ultimates, he will not give you accuracy down, which is perfect. Now this is the accuracy down, you take it when he thunder on you, but it gets removed by time if he doesn't apply auto-attacks that gives that. So this is why we're having Zangief on the lineup, which will help us a lot with not having that. Everybody got stunned, but we still continued. Absolutely good numbers. I'm just happy with these lineups. Now, of course, these, if you spend and you get Flame Chun, you're gonna be competing in the top 10. Imagine me as free-to-play having no Flame Chun, which will boost your damages triple or quadruple the numbers that I have on your Fire add-on, and I'm still in the top 20, which is crazy for me. So, Dalsim lineup. This one I'll play it slowly because you need to check. I wait for Blanca to hit the boss and then I use his super. And see, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, and 5 stacks on Dalsim. He's standing. Now, but he have 5 stacks. I press his C1. I keep waiting. I drop the Kami and Vega EX. Then I drop Summer Yang after I guarantee that Dalsim took the no cast buff. And after he gets 15 stacks, I start with Dalsim. C1 from Fashion Blanca, of course, do that slowly. Then slowly use the C2 of Summer Yang. Then slowly use Dalsim. So you can remove the time, that which is 9 seconds of dealing 0 damage or 6 seconds dealing less damage to the bosses due to triggering the Kami and Vega EX. Now I start with Fashion Blanca, C1 on Dalsim. It doesn't matter if we got stunned before that or not because we're gonna use his C1. So this boss is really good and fit for using Dalsim on the lineup. Plus Dalsim deals a lot of damage and they are 2 units that shares the same HP, which is absolutely fantastic. And here I healed and I still have the Crazy Potato for heals. So any damages that we take, I use Crazy Potato, I heal my lineup, I keep them healthy. I start with Dalsim again. And I use the C1 of Fashion Blanca, C2 of Summer Yang, then the C3 of Dalsim, because I wanted some super combo meter so I can start again. And I did start with Fashion Blanca, Summer Yang, a little bit of heals. Thank God we didn't get interrupted. Again, Fashion Blanca, C2, C3 from Bison, and Bison will explode and add even more damages, which helped me to get the 2 billion damage. Absolutely good run. Now you can have better runs. I did 3 billion with Dalsim, but I didn't get so much accuracy down. It depends if the boss can reach you out with the thunder that he does, which is absolutely great. And this is the lineups, and you can use whatever EX move that is good for your lineup. I highly recommend the TMNT. Use their TMNT with them. Even by the end, if they're not dying, drop it because it will give them Sword Intent and Breakdance, which will help you get more buffs. And for Fire add-on EX move of Virgil will help you stay alive. For Visconde Vega, you don't need anything except buffing EX moves and giving you combo meter. That's what you need because Zangief will keep you alive for the entire battle. And with Dalsim, use anything to heal at least and use Kami and Vega EX. This is the most important one for you. And yeah, that was it for this video. Let me know about your scores. Tell me what you use. Tell me that you're using something different as free to play and tell me if I should try it. Write it down in the comment and I'll go try it and let you know about it. See you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight, time to fight.